Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video, I posted on Instagram a couple hours ago and asked in a poll if you guys would rather see a going out look, like my go-to, or my go-to everyday look. And as of right now, the go-to going out look is winning by 51%. So I think I'm gonna do that. It might change the lead by the end of this video. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started with my go-to going out look. So first thing I'm gonna do is clip my hair out of the way. So the first thing I've been doing to do my eyebrows, also don't mind these giant zits on my face, or I guess they're scabs now. I got my period, which like I never get because I have an IUD. And I mean, I'll like spot every once in a while, a couple months for like a few days on and off. But like this is like a full-blown period and it's out of freaking nowhere and it's just destroying my life. I gained like 5 pounds in the course of like 3 days and then my face just erupted. And this is why I got an IUD in the first place, because it's just a nightmare every time. Anyway, I prime my eyelids and I take it up into my eyebrows to give the eyeshadow and the gel something to stick to, just so it's a little more pigmented to begin with. So I'm still using the same Kat Von D Shade and Light eye palette for my eyebrows that I have been for a long time. I'm like really pushing the limit on how much I have left here, but it's just so good and the color is like so perfect for me. I use this one the most, obviously, and then I fill in some darkness with this second shade. That is unfortunately close, but at least you can see what I'm doing. So just starting off with this first taupey shade here, and we're gonna start with the tail. And this is the Anastasia number 7 brush. I've been using this forever. Just gonna go ahead and start putting some color down on the tail, focusing on making that kind of like the most defined part of the brow, at least to begin with. And right here I have bald spots that just never really grow in, but so that's why I do a little more color there, and kind of go over that a little bit more. And then everything I'm continuing to drag down towards the tail of my eyebrow. I just find that continuing to kind of, okay, sorry, my memory card got full, but I'm just gonna continue working the color through the bottom of my brow, and always kind of bringing it backwards, just to kind of mimic the way the hair grows. And as I get towards the front of the brow, not picking up any more color, and letting it kind of be more of like a gradient effect. And then once I have that initial kind of sketch done, going through again, starting at the tail and darkening up the tail, and then going through kind of the middle. This is like getting just a little bit bigger than I would like here, but that's okay, we'll clean it up with concealer. So yeah, I'm just gonna continue doing that. I just tend to like brush through a little bit more here, just make sure it's all blended. And then I'll go through with this second brown shade and fill in like all of the extra bald spots, particularly under, kind of right here. Through there, and then just blend that into the rest of the taupe color. So we'll go ahead and clean them up with concealer. So just like a tiny bit on a small brush, and then just going under the brow. And this one I start at the front because that's where I want the most definition. And just really make sure that you're keeping that line as straight as possible. Then I will blend it out with the same concealer brush I used to blend out what I set my lid with. I think we got a brow, people. The last step then is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, just to set everything in place. So there's a completed brow. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one and I'll be right back. Okay, so now that we have brows on, it's time to move on to the eyes. So my basic going out eye look is typically warm tone and then either like a gold or kind of like pewtery, champagne, like one of those three shimmers on the lid. It's kind of smoked out lower lash line, and then paired with like a nude lip. So that's what we're gonna do. So I have a few palettes in front of me just because I like to kind of mix and match. So what we're gonna be using to start off with, this is the NARS Loaded palette. So we're gonna go ahead and take this kind of creamsicle shade here and buff that all in the crease. Next, we're gonna go into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette with that same fluffy brush. And we're gonna take the color Orange Soda, which is this guy right here. It's a bit more orange and a bit more vibrant than the shade from the NARS palette. And this is when we start to work into when we're really gonna see the color and see the look kind of like start to take shape, as opposed to just kind of prepping the lid, I guess. So it's just gonna go a little bit lower than the initial color, and you'll start to see that the look is gonna turn, it's gonna just be a little bit more orange as opposed to just kind of like a general warmness. I'm just being careful to keep a bit lower than the initial color, which I was blending more up here and down, whereas this I'm just keeping more right where my eye crease is and not really above the crease. So staying in that same palette, and I switched brushes. This one is just a little bit more dense. We're gonna take Burnt Orange. It's directly below Orange Soda and it's just a little bit deeper and is gonna help build that kind of gradient effect. And it's just gonna go a little bit lower than Orange Soda. And I'm taking this in the crease, but also working it on the outer corner to start building up color out there, because this is the area I want to be the darkest on my eye and this the lightest. So just starting to gently build that with this Burnt Orange shade. All right, so switching palettes again, we're gonna go into the Urban Decay Born to Run palette and then taking the Morphe M433 brush. This is a bit more dense and it's gonna pack a little bit more color than the other two. We're gonna go in with this shade Riff. It's just kind of like a tan, a little bit darker than the other two, and we're gonna build this in the outer crease in that same area that I said that wanted to be the darkest. That's where we're gonna focus this one the most. And then gently blend it up into the crease on the outer corner to start kind of giving a faded effect. Okay, moving on. So we're gonna go into the Warrior by Juvia's Place. And we are going to take the shade Kano. This palette doesn't have a mirror, so I'm just gonna go back into my Born to Run palette just for the mirror, but I am taking that shade. And I'm just gonna take this smaller, dense brush, and we're gonna buff that really on the outer V more than we just did the last one, and focus this super low just to build up as much color as possible. So that's pretty much all of the matte shades that I want to use. We're gonna stay in the Juvia's Place palette and take the shade Morimi. And I'm gonna use my finger and just tap that on the lid. Work that all the way in. And then as you get towards the outer corner, less and less product on the finger and kind of a light blend. And then go back in with the brush that we used and just blend that out. So once I have that initial shimmer down, depending on the kind of vibe I'm going for, sometimes I'll add a little glitter, sometimes I won't. Today I'm gonna take, this is a Stila Glitter and Glow, and this is in the shade Painted Lady. And so these are really nice. They're make glitter super easy. And so I'm just gonna take this guy and just add kind of a little bit all throughout the shimmer part of my lid. And just gently kind of stop right where that transition shade is. Okay, so that is the top of the eyes done. I cleaned up under my eyes with the makeup wipe, and we are good to get into face makeup. So I have quite a few new products since the last time I filmed the video, I'm pretty sure. So I'm excited to share those with you because I've used a lot of the same products for a long time just because I like them and I have to buy my own stuff. So I'm not switching things up all the time. For foundation, I have moved into the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. The Loreal Infallible was my go-to for so long. I still really like it, but I do find that it is maybe just a little too matte for me. My skin is dry combination, I'd say, in the winter. And so I was looking for a new foundation for the winter, and I came across this guy. It's half the price. This is $6 a bottle. And yeah, I just find that I like it better. It's not as necessarily cakey, it's not as drying. And yeah, I enjoy it a little more. So I'm using the shade Buff Bisque, which is definitely gonna look a little crazy. Actually, this lighting might do me some justice. But like I said last summer, I wear sunscreen on my face almost every day if I'm not working. And my moisturizer has sunscreen in it and stuff. So I'm definitely wearing SPF more on my face than on my body. So my face is just a little bit darker than my body. So we're just gonna combat that with a darker foundation and everyone can just relax. The last picture I posted on my beauty Instagram, which I rarely use anymore except to creep on people who I can't see on my regular account for any number of reasons. The last picture that I posted on that account was, I believe, a picture of me holding my arm like this against my face last July or August or something, and the color difference is bananas. And when I get closer to my eyes, I just take this flat part of the sponge and kind of resharpen up where my eyeshadow was. Guess we can talk life update type stuff. I don't know. We live in San Diego now. That's kind of old news. I've been here 8 months now. It's great. Well, actually, I live in Oceanside, which is 35, 40 minutes from San Diego, depending on what part and traffic and stuff. And it's cool. I like Oceanside. It's really close to work, which is why I initially picked here. But I live by myself, which is nice, and I love having my own space. It sucks to be really far from my friends. All my friends live 30 to 45 minutes away. My closest friend is 30 minutes away from me, which is a big bummer. And doesn't stop me from doing anything, but just kind of sucks that I have to drive so far to just see people. So my camera stopped recording, but I was just saying I would just much rather drive to work. Anytime I want to do something or hang out with my friends or whatever, having to drive so far, if we're drinking or anything, having to stay on someone's couch sucks. It really sucks. And I have great friends who are always willing to let me stay, which is awesome, and I'm so grateful for that, but I'm ready to sleep in my own bed, man. I'm moving in with my friend Caitlin. Yeah, we move in a month, and I'm really excited. We're moving to a cool neighborhood of San Diego, so I will officially be a San Diego resident and not a poser living in the suburbs. So the neighborhood we're moving to is La Jolla, and it's right by the big mall in San Diego, literally across the street. So So that's cool, and probably not gonna be great for my wallet, but will be cool that I'm so close to so many cool stores. There's gonna be a Sephora across the street from me. First of all, dangerous. Second of all, are you kidding me? That's amazing. I'm sorry, Mom. I don't know why I'm apologizing to you. It's my money, but just saying. This is the same concealer I've always used, Maybelline Instant Age Rewind. And we're gonna apply that. What else can we talk about? Work, I guess. It's going well. I don't know, what else do you want to hear about work? Like, I like what I'm doing. I work on a med-surg floor, which is great. I mean, it's definitely not what I want to do forever, but I'm learning a lot. I'm seeing a lot of stuff that I am getting really good at, I think, like things that we're seeing all the time. And then occasionally we have like really weird stuff come in just because we are kind of like the catch-all floor at our hospital. So I'm learning a lot about that stuff too, which is great. So we do 2-month day-night rotations, and my rotation for nights was up, so I'm going back to days. So this is the first day that I was actually awake with the rest of the world. Yeah, that's kind of it. Been going to the gym a lot. So I've started more religiously working out at the gym on base, which I really like actually, and it's like really easy to get intimidated at the gym. And definitely I do still sometimes, especially like if I go during busy times, just because it's like a bunch of Marines and me. Like today I went and it was like lifting day. I like walk into the weight area and I like go to grab my like 25 and 30 pound dumbbells. But so I grab those and I go to find a bench. There's like 8 benches like all lined up in a row in front of the mirror, all taken. And I'm just like, it was my own fault. I went during everyone else's lunch break. I'm off work today, so I should have just gotten my ass out of bed and gone earlier. I had to do my stuff out of order, which just pissed me off. But I was sitting, so the gym has like the, I don't know, all of like the lat pull down and all the cables and stuff. Like there's like 4 spots that come off of one pole. And sorry, I powdered with the Cover FX Perfect Setting Powder. I really, really like that one. I've pretty much stopped using the RCMA No Color Powder, which I was using for a really long time. And Cover FX definitely is more expensive, but I found that like the RCMA just kind of washed me out in photos, I guess, and I didn't really realize it until I stopped using it. And the only reason I stopped was because you have to order it online. You can't go buy it in store, and I needed a powder like today for something. So I just went to the store and I had heard good things about this one, so that's what I got. And I'm really, really enjoying it. I will continue to repurchase that. And now we're gonna contour with the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. I'm taking the middle shade and her Shade and Light brush. But anyway, what I was saying about the gym, I was doing like the close set like rows, and then I had like took that off because I was gonna use it in like 3 seconds, like the set after this next one. So I did like the 8x3 of those, and I put on the wider bar, and I was using that to like row with. And I like went to do like lat pull downs at that spot on the cable, so I like moved over 1 seat, and I put the like close set one on, and I had the like long bar underneath me because it was going to be my next one, and I didn't want to start with that one on because I had just done like a wide one and I wanted to go back and forth. So I was done with my last like 8x3, and I was like standing up to put the close set one back, and like I still had my water bottle there and I still had like everything there, and the guy like talks to me, and I had to take my headphone out, which pisses me off to begin with. But I was like, what did you say? And he was like, can I use that? And I was like, no, I'm not done with it. And then I like put my headphone back in, which just like, I know that reads like kind of bitchy. It's so easy to get like intimidated at the gym already. And like, I don't know, I feel like girls have to work like twice as hard to get half as far like in that stuff and to like prove themselves or whatever. And it's just so dumb because like I don't know, maybe guys feel the same, but I feel like it's not. At least not in the same way girls do. And I'm gonna bronze, do a more concentrated bronze. This is the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I bought this, I really like it. It's nice, it smells like coconut. And then I'm gonna take this smaller brush. It's a little bit bigger than the contour, you can see, but not by much. So this is just gonna warm up the contour a little bit, and I'm gonna kind of go over that same area that I contoured in. Finally, a bench opens up and I like go to like do all my bench stuff, and the benches on either side of me like were empty. No one was there because so I picked the middle one and I was like, no one sit by me. So I'm going in with a bigger brush, that same bronzer, to just add a more diffuse bronze, just gently. So I'm, you know, benching with my little 30-pound weights, and this dude sits down next to me, not looking at him, and then maybe like a minute later, not even, there's this giant crash on the ground. And maybe this is just because I'm new to the gym relatively or what, but like fucking dropping weights pisses me off. And I'm sorry if that's like the Olympic form to fucking do it, but it makes me mad, okay? He wasn't like doing cleans and dropping, like he was just on the bench like finishing his set and dropping his weights on the ground. And I didn't want to look over, but he did it again. And I was like, all right, I gotta see what this dude's lifting. And I like look over. This dude has 200-pound dumbbells in front of his bench that he was fucking benching with. Why? Go use a bar and plates. And his like weight had kind of rolled towards me. And so my like 30-pound weight is like immediately next to this 100-pound dumbbell, which like the only like bar on it is a spot barely big enough for a hand because the ends are so fucking big. And I was just like, this is just pathetic. Like, this is like the epitome of like me trying to lift in this gym. Moving on. This is Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. And I'm just gonna take that kind of on the apples of my cheeks and brush it back. So now that I have that down, I'm gonna go in with my sponge and bake a little bit and just clean up my cheeks. And this is the same Cover FX setting powder. So we're gonna finish up the eyes. While that sits, we're gonna go back into Warrior by Juvia's Place and take that same color, Kano, on a very small, precise brush and brush that on the outer third of my lash line. For some definition. My camera died and my battery got full, so if things have changed since then, that's why. But because of all that, it's about time to take this bake off. So I'm gonna go ahead and brush all this off. And now I'm gonna take the shade Riff from the Born to Run palette by Urban Decay. I'm gonna smoke that just a little bit further in and farther down than the color by Juvia's. Going back to the Anastasia Soft Glam palette and one of the brushes that we used earlier, taking Burnt Orange. And the reason that we use these same colors is I just want to marry kind of everything together on the top and bottom. And with each color, we're just going a little bit further in. Lastly, I'm going to take super fluffy, or like a super fluffy brush for the lower lash line. It's not super fluffy for the upper lash line, and take orange soda and run that all along the bottom and almost completely in. This is the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist. I think this might be new from my last video, which was when, in like November? I don't know. But I like to spray this right before I do my highlight. It definitely helps keep everything from looking too powdery, but also gives the highlight something to stick to, makes it pop a little bit more. So I do a generous amount of this all over my face. And I definitely do this before mascara, when I can feel that it's like almost completely dry. that's when I go in with my highlight. This is MAC Whisper of Guilt on a Morphe M501. Yeah, it's like super old and almost rubbed off, but we're gonna take that and place that at the top of the cheekbones, and at the top kind of blend it up towards the tail of the brow. And then I also add it above my brow just for a little extra glisten. It also helps kind of like raise your brows a little bit. On my Cupid's bow, chin, and the tip of my nose, and all the way down. From there, another new product that I have, this is the Fenty Beauty Diamond Bomb in the shade How Many Carats. It's literally just kind of like white glitter, and I would really have thought that I would have hated this, but I love it. It just adds like a little extra shine, kicks up any highlight, and you can literally use it on any color of highlight. Like it doesn't, you don't have to worry about it blending because there's no color to it. It's just like that translucent glitter. And so I mostly just focus that on my cheeks. I don't really add it to the other spots except my Cupid's bow. Once I have the highlight down, I go in with just another small setting spray. This one isn't so much for longevity of the makeup, but more for just adding like a little bit of finishing touch. This is the L'Oreal Shake and Glow Dew Mist, and it does leave your face pretty dewy. So I don't like to use a lot. I just use it to help blend that highlight, add a little bit of glow. As far as like longevity, that's definitely the Morphe Setting Mist, and I do that before mascara. Because if I had mascara on, it would transfer. So while that dries, I'm gonna curl my lashes. I'm gonna go in with this NYX pencil. This is in the shade Vanilla, and add this to my inner waterline. All right, mascara. Mascara's on, it's time for lips. I have a combination that I've really been enjoying that I am gonna do. So the first shade that I'm gonna put on is by ColourPop. This is in the shade Knotty. It's an ultra matte lip. So I'm gonna put this all over the lips. Now I'm gonna go in with Maybelline lipstick in Beige Babe, just in the center for a little pop. It's a little bit lighter than Knotty, so it gives a bit of an ombre effect. And then on top of that, we're gonna go in with the ILoveSarahii and ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip in the shade Curvii. And this has a little bit of glitter in it. And we're gonna also pop that just in the center. Can't see what I'm doing, sorry. Okay, so here we have the finished look. Honestly, I know that I like said this is my going out look, and it definitely is. But like in order to make it my like everyday, just like chill look, I would just do a clear lip gloss, either Buxom White Russian or the Fenty Beauty gloss in Fenty Glow. I wouldn't put anything on my lower lash line, just the mascara and the eyeliner, and then I wouldn't contour, and I wouldn't put this glitter on my eyelid, but pretty much everything else would be the same. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna go and eat some dinner. Oh my God, ow. Is my hair okay? These zits look okay? Okay, well, this is about as good as it's gonna get, huh? Gonna look like an idiot. Outlook. Ew, why did I do that? So, you don't care about any of that. Let's do my eyebrows. Whatever, periods are fucking everyone. 50% of the population gets them. Am I an idiot? Yes. Literally, what the fuck? Am I weak? Probably, but what the fuck is it? I'll see you in hell.